From the Finger Lakes region in New York State, GT Panama presents the Porsche 992 GT3 Cup, a special event here at Watkins Glen International today. Welcome along everyone to what should be a fantastic show here on Assetto Corsa this afternoon as we go around this lovely circuit, 11 turns, for two races on the Gorilla Mods GT3 Cup cars, the Porsche 992s. Welcome along in everyone, we're just in practice at the moment, getting ready to get to qualifying pretty soon. It's going to be a packed field here today, as we have many drivers from many different series looking to participate here today for this event. And we're going to have two races, 35 minutes each, and a reverse grid for the second race of the day. How exciting is that? I have all the views for you here on both the Mercurio 45 channel here on Twitch and the GT Panama YouTube channel. So join us today as we have a little bit of fun to spend your Saturday afternoon, the final Saturday of the month of August. Welcome along in everyone, we hope you're enjoying your afternoon so far, and just 32 minutes to go of free practice before we get that qualifying underway. We're expecting a field of almost 40 drivers here today from several different esports teams. One of them is GT Panama, that's the host one, that is. However, though, we're also going to be having drivers from other teams across South America and I believe Europe as well. We have VR Chile, PSR, EXA, and so much more. Should be a lot of fun here today. So 17, it seems, drivers already. Well, that's not including, that is including the GTP TV cars. So I guess 15 at the moment, currently in. But when it comes to race time, there's going to be, as we have an off right here, just the start, wonderful start. It's going to be upwards of nearly 40. I believe you can still register, although you have to check the website for that. But obviously, once we're getting into qualifying, I believe things will be closed up. But you've had quite some time now to join for this. Obviously, we've advertised it a bit here on the Mercurio 45 channel as well. And we're going to, of course, talk along in chat, both of these chats, and see what's going on across the social media side of things as well. At Mercurio45 on Twitter, there is the GT Panama Instagram as well, and we have the GT Panama Discord server as well. You can join. I believe some of the drivers are in a voice room, so you can talk along with some of your fellow drivers, and we'll go ahead and say hello to some people that we see as we get this coverage underway here today. The first person I see in my stream chat here on Twitch, we're restreaming this, by the way. We're using restream.io, so we're able to stream both on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So we'll start in my chat. I see our very good friend, Mr. Ghost Miner 3. Welcome back, good to see you, good afternoon. And it's been a little bit, as we have some traffic coming up on the straight right there. Oh, wow. Right in the middle. Domingo going by. I hope you're having a good afternoon, Ghosty, so far. Welcome back. And let's take a look over on the YouTube. Oh, it looks like Ghost is over there as well, as we have a spin by Joaquin Paulette of Uruguay right there. You're going to see a little bit of that here in the free practice. I was watching the first hour and a half or so, and that's been a little bit of off tracks, a little bit of mistakes in some of the corners. We'll actually take a look at the circuit and how that circuit layout looks, because it is quite a fantastic track. Not only is it part of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, but also to several other lovely races hosting cars, drivers from around the world. Obviously, the equivalent to this vehicle, the series, the Porsche Carrera Cup North America, they, I don't believe, go here, but they go to several other tracks that IMSA goes to, and including my home town of Toronto, the Toronto Indy Circuit, just a couple of months, not even a couple of months, about a month or so ago. So we have another off track from Berkeley right there into the wall, and yeah, you're going to see a little bit of that early on, and then they can go back to the pits and try and work it out again. But Ghosty's over on YouTube as well, is what I've noticed. And also Ian Burnell. Hola to you as well. Good afternoon. Remember, folks, this is the English stream. If you would like to see the Spanish equivalent of this stream, there is one available to you. I'll pop it in both of the chats right here for you. I don't believe that one has started yet. Let me make sure I got the right one here. So there's my stream. Let me see. I don't see the Spanish one available there yet. I did see it up before. I don't see it up at the moment. When we have the Spanish stream for you, I'll plop it in chat for you guys. So, English stream only. And yeah, if you could keep it English, that would be absolutely fantastic. Go says in the chat he needs to update his YouTube name. No worries about that. But we perfectly know who you are in the chat right there. So Ian Burnell, welcome, and Ghosty Sofa, welcome to our special coverage here at the Watkins Glen circuit. So again, if you didn't hear me before, 35-minute races. So they're basically sprints. I don't know if you folks have watched Porsche Carrera Cup North America, or if you've watched the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, or whatever it is, any of those real-life equivalents. But basically, Porsche Carrera Cup North America is 2 races in a weekend, and it's usually about, I think, 45 minutes or so. This one here is 35 minutes here today, and I think it's 15-minute qualifying just before that first race. The interesting thing that we're doing is we're having a reverse grid for race 2, and there's only 3 minutes to prepare any changes to your setup between race 1 and race 2. So that means you will have to be very quick on your feet if you would like to make any last second adjustments or so and get back out onto the grid for race 2, where there's going to be probably a lot of mayhem, because the slower drivers will be at the front and the faster drivers will be at the back, and you're going to have to make your way through the field. There is a lot of overtaking opportunities on this circuit. Obviously, you see Benjamin Talavera right there just going through that bus stop chicane. Very, very famous as well. But there will be some other parts on the circuit as well to purse. It's a fairly wide circuit. You know, we're not talking Monaco here. This is a very fair circuit. There's some braking zones, but they're not extremely heavy. There's no hairpin turns, anything like that. Flows really, really well. So there will be overtaking opportunities. The one thing I'm wondering today is if they're going to be able to give room when they purse. I haven't seen too much of that in practice, but we're going to have to see pretty soon, as we have about 25 minutes to go. And by the way, here is the lovely layout we have, the overlay, ACC style. And you can see we're using real world weather. And get this, I just learned this the other day, but we're going to have actual rolling real life weather. So it's going to be updated automatically from the server this is hosted on. It's hosted in Panama, by the way, so caution my ping being about 100. But that means if it was to rain, it would rain. If it was to be sunny, it would be sunny. It is an absolutely gorgeous day today. Of course, I live just across the border from New York, so obviously it's a lovely, lovely day outside today. Lovely summer weather, and obviously in New York, where this is Ithaca, New York, by the way, if I'm saying that right, or Ithaca, something like that. Ithaca, I believe it is. And so, if you know where that is, the Finger Lakes region, that means it's going to be lovely weather today with very little chance of rain. We'll take a look at the full forecast in a second, see how the winds go and all that jazz. But I think you should be fairly safe from putting on any rain tyres here today. As we see a purse right there. Cano on Palette there, and obviously some people here on practice, they're going to be on flying laps. Some people are going to be cooling their tyres down, working for another flying lap. So of course traffic's going to be an issue to see if you can get out of the way so the people on the flyers can go through and put in their quick lap times. The quickest I've seen on the live timing of the race weekend, so this is the entire time that there's been practicing, was a minute 47 910 from James Blint. Now I've seen a little bit of James Blint in the purse. He has joined Zero Bandwidth, hosted, I guess you could say, race events on SRS. Some of you may be familiar with that. And he is a rather quick driver. Obviously, we'll have to see how well he can do today. But James Blint has been the clear front runner so far, from what I can see. Because the next fastest after that I see at the moment on these times. Now, I don't know if this is only at the moment the stored times, but it's on the website that I have. Vincent De Silva, you might remember Vince. He was actually the guy that gave me this opportunity today to cast for this event. He's second, minute 49.209. It shows there. And again, I'm not really sure how many sessions that's been stored for, but that's what it shows on my timing at the moment. And I have seen some minute 48s before. In fact, there's one right there with Paulette. If we take a look at him, he's currently in the pit lane. A lot of people are, in fact, but currently second here in this practice session. Let's go to Javier Brandao, the number 88. A lot of different liveries, by the way, you can. Oh, and that might be a little bit of a ping issue right there. Sometimes it does do that. Oh, and it is possible that maybe the server stopped. Not entirely sure. It still shows the time going, but I had this problem earlier before I went live. It's randomly restarted, so it's possible that happened. But anyway, there's different liveries of the vehicles. Actually, if we go, I guess we can't see any longer, but I'll try and come out of the sim here and show you. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I need to add a scene, so just give me a second. I forgot to add the display capture. Let me do that right now. Just whatever it is. Ah, there we are. There is a bunch of different liveries you can choose. Now, that's me in the safety car. I'm not actually the safety car, but that's what I'm going to be sitting in the pits as. Lots of different liveries you can choose. There's an EXA livery right there, 028. There's some GT Panama liveries and all different kinds of colours. Hopefully this is back now and we can plot back in. Yes, Ghost, third server's wonderful. It's possible it kicked me out, but it's also possible it kicked everyone out there. Not entirely sure, but anyway, we're back now. And so, my apologies about that. Right, okay, so we're coming back in. But, yeah, there's some lovely different liveries. Mostly purple is what we've been seeing, some pink even. So you're going to see some colourful liveries today. Just look here on the YouTube, see if I missed any chat. Looks like I haven't. Hello to all 3 viewers on YouTube, or 5 now it shows. And hello to all 5 viewers here on Twitch also. Right, let's see if possibly everything is back. Yes, it is. So it looks like that was their own server's fault there. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the race. At least I can't blame it on myself today, because I'm not the one hosting the server. So that's a good thing at least. But yes, pray that it stays up throughout the rest of today. Anyway, 18 minutes still to go, so the time still runs. You don't really lose much time, but so people are going out, and let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these here. Now, on my side here, you might see that the screen doesn't show any information. Now, I'm not sure, but I believe the reason for that is that it's not going to possibly allow anyone else to cheat by seeing any traction control settings or ABS or whatever it would be. None of that can be given publicly to the other drivers. Now, with an external app, you could theoretically show all that information, but here on this dashboard, which normally has a pretty nice display, at the moment it's not going to show anything. I believe if you have the mod yourself and you're driving in this event, you probably have that working. Not entirely sure, but hopefully you do, because that's well, pretty important information. You're seeing your tyre pressures, you're seeing what gear you're in, the speed you're going, traction control, ABS, whatever it would be, all shows up on there. And they have a slightly new display now here on these 992s. Remember, these are the, I think these might be last year's version. They don't have this year's just yet in the sim, but it's still a 992. If you folks understand the iteration, so it's like a 911 GT3. However, unlike what you get up in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship or WEC or whatever it would be for a car like that, well, not WEC, but anyway, any of the worldwide series that have that car, these are a little different than 992s. Oh, there was contact by Iglesias there. That wasn't very nice. And off went Gonzalez right there of Cisco Racing. We're going to see a little bit of that here in the practice. Let's hope for qualifying that doesn't happen. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a little different. The gearbox is a little different. And it's, of course, a little different now, the displays on these new 992s. I'd say they're a little better. You have to go Google a photo of what the inside of it looks like, but I'd say they look a little better. They have new sensors, things flashing up on the displays to tell you when there's a failure of some kind. Really lets you know how your car is, so you can make sure to fix it, get back out on the racetrack as quickly as possible. Francis Castillo here from the Dominican Republic. and Javier Brandao here. Hopefully I'm pronouncing all the names correctly. If anyone has a pronunciation change for me in the chat, do let me know, spell it out, I'll correct it, because obviously I want everyone's names to be correct, obviously. And again, if you're just joining us, welcome on in. We are getting set for qualifying pretty soon. We're in the final session of practice here. Oh, is Palet gonna... Oh, that was contact. Oh, and into the barrier. Now, we saw him slowing down, but he couldn't get out of the way. But obviously, he should have pulled off right there, Javier. But just went right into this... well, it was the right rear bumper of him, I think. Obviously, the ping might not give us exact location, but yeah, you're going to see a little bit of that wall switch there on the inside. Oh, going round. And oh boy, it's close. Let's take a look at the view behind us. So you see there's a white and green livery. That's one of the ones you can choose. I quite like this one, the black and the pink. Very nice livery. Kind of gives me Miami vibes a little bit. Anyway, you can also see the sector times at the bottom of your screen. You see it's gold if you're not up on your time, so if you're slower than the fastest lap time. It will go green if you are the quickest of yourself on that sector. Sectors 1, 2 and 3, that is. And if it's purple, then we'll know it's the quickest of this session. So obviously, if you understand how that is, just like in any racing series, when you see the graphics, that's how that works. And we're going to see who is the quickest of Watkins Glen here today. Brando crosses the line, goes fourth, fastest, up on sector 3. It's all right there, green. But I'm guessing that means he's still slower than the quickest of all of the session, perhaps, there, because it still had a plus sign. Anyways, Brando up to fourth, and let's take a look and see if Domingo's out on track. There he is, blue and yellow, which is interesting on the rims there. I have never seen yellow rims in my life on, well, not just the Porsche, but any vehicle. That is a interesting livery there, Augustine. That's quite something. But again, it's one of the ones you can choose from for this event here today. Just to remind you of the weather, 25 degrees air temperature at the moment according to the server, 39 out on circuit. Final few days of summer weather before the autumn sets in, and back to school just about now, I think, for the United States, if I'm not mistaken. So everyone in New York State and around the country have a good back to school. Now obviously for me, I've finished school, I'm looking for jobs at the moment myself. I guess you could say theoretically this is my first gig here today, so how about that? Domingo goes fastest across the line at 49, or no, that not on that lap, at 49.3. He's still quickest, that is. He was a bit slower, 49.9 I think that was. So not as quick, but still relatively quick. Now, if you see something like this, that means they're out of the server if they're grey. If they're white, that means they're in the server. And if you see a little white box on the end with the P in it, that means they're inside the pits. So, just so everyone understands that. So you might see a minute 50 and then a 6:17. That's just what ACTV shows us. But obviously, by the end of the session, that would not be the case in terms of the order of the drivers. So, once Otero here crosses the line, well, he's coming back into the pits anyway, but once Brian were to cross the line on a flying legal lap, and that's within track limits as well, then it would update up until at least, I'd say, probably 8th or 7th or whatever the lap time would be. But join the server now, because this is your last opportunity before qualifying if you're in this event. And now, there's no wider championship for this here today, but there is a sort of, I don't know, pride about winning this, because Watkins Glen is not always the easiest of circuits, and it is a rather big field. So if you win any of the two races today, you should feel some pride, and hopefully, if you speak English, we'd love to have an interview with you after the second and final race. And now, there's no wider championship and there's no points to be given, but who knows, maybe at some point that might be a thing, you never know. Paulette's purple second sector here. Let's see how this plays out. That's right on board at the moment as he comes into the right-hander right here. It's more towards the end of the lap here. So he has a little braking here into the left-hander. You're going to have to fight understeer in this vehicle. It likes to push the rear out and spin you round. Of course, if you get the correct ABS setting, you can get a little bit more control there. Into the final corner, and this is looking like a good lap for Paulette at the moment. Let's see what this happens crossing the line. And it's going to be first position for Joaquin Paulette right there. And a lovely lap, a minute 48.4. So again, if we see drivers going this or quicker in the race, things might be a little more interesting. But that was a nice consistent lap by Paulette right there. And he's in the number 14, blue and white here today. Let's go to Brandao again. And he's into the second sector at the moment. And again, nice interior these Gorilla Mods cars. The one I was using, a Mercury 045 cap, not too long ago, was the URD ones. Both very nice mods, both of these. Oh, and that's a lisp out. Now, I don't know if that counts as track limits on this. There is a lot of runoff areas. They might give a little bit of tolerance to Assetto Corsa, and possibly you could run a bit wide there off the curb and still be within the track limits that it sets. But if you do run too wide, eventually it will invalidate. So it is possible there that was an invalidation. Let's go to someone a bit further down. Let's go to Gonzalez right here. And let's see what he's about here in the number 24. Right, let's see Gonzalez. Francisco Gonzalez, that's his full name. He's from Puerto Rico. And I was actually talking to him in Discord just the other night as I was getting things set up. And he actually speaks really good English, to be fair. Now, I guess considering Puerto Rico is a American territory, that does make a lot of sense. So I think he's also an American citizen then, if that's the case. But yeah, he's living in Puerto Rico right now, and he said that this was going to be his 5th race of all time here on Assetto Corsa today. 5th race ever. Now, I remember way back in 2018-19 when I was just starting out on this server, and how difficult it was to drive is what I was going to say, and that's a perfect moment right there to describe that. He gets some spins, might be a little discouraging at first, but good luck to him today in that vehicle. If he does well, we'll give major props to him. Again, 5th race of all time on Assetto Corsa, and it's this event. So big moment for him early on in his sim racing career here, or Assetto Corsa career at least. Benjamin Talavera here, and is this the 151? Yes, it is. And by the way, you could load a custom livery for this event, so some of them might be custom, but this is from the EXA team. Big puff of smoke and off at the chicane right there. Kind of like in Daytona, it's a little bit like that where you duck it on in, duck it on out. You want to keep as much momentum as possible through those turns. Really use the curbs to your advantage as well. And we might see a few spins there today, especially in qualifying coming up. But let's take a look at Burke Lou. That's their username. I'm not really sure what the full name is here, but I'm looking on my list of names. I don't know the full name, but here's Burke Lou, and number 15 car right here. Or it shows the number 5 number plate, so don't get that confused. But lovely blue GTP livery. And he's back in 15th. Let's see if he can get a good lap in here before the end of practice. Ghosty says in chat that his school starts September 6th. Fantastic. I know he's off to high school now, off to college, as he just finished high school. And congratulations to him on that. But I know it's different states where they start schooling, so Ghost says for him it's beginning of September, but I don't know, I guess it really depends where you were. Just to remind folks today of some of the little values that people need to be aware of. Tyre wear is 150%, so it's not the normal 100%. That might change up the strategy a little bit. Might it be enough for a pit stop? I doubt it, but we'll have to see. Obviously, if it was 100%, no one would ever be pitting for fuel or tyres. But that's what it says here in the server rules list here. 100% damage, of course, so if you do smack into the wall there, you will pay for it. As Daniel goes across the line, and 12th fastest right there, number 30 it says. So we're going to see if strategy plays in today at all. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure. Remember, qualifying is 15 minutes coming up. No real penalty client needed today, unlike some of their other events they've had before. And remember, the start time of the race, if you're just tuning in, is at 4 PM Eastern Time. That's 3 PM Central, which is where Panama is located. And obviously in UTC time, that is 8 PM UTC. So just so everyone understands, that's when the first race gets underway. And once the first race is done, it's 3 minutes after that the race 2 gets underway as well. Let's go to James Blint and ride on board. He has a little bit of traffic in front. And again, you're seeing a lot of interesting flags here of all the different countries some of these folks are from. Oh, slide it through and kept it okay. And there you go. That's where you want to be, off to the side, so you let that quicker traffic through and let them get their laps in. So he's a little faster right here. Oh, just narrowly slower in Sector 1. One Pablo Cano, and he's out in 7th going around the circuit. Let's get a front view right here. 2023 for Ghosty, okay. Oh, little close, Andy. Oh, just barely ran wide there. Kept, I think, 1 or 2 maybe on the circuit. Purple Sector 2 even. So again, we're watching James Blint today. He's a very good favourite for race 1. We're going to have to see how he does. But he's looking for another new quickest here with about a minute to go. Final laps of practice going on right now. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, hello to everyone there as well. We'll be having a fantastic Saturday afternoon. Blint coming across the line now around the final corner. Oh, and he's going to slide and not keep it. Oh, and he was looking really good there as well. And that might just do it. Dominguez in. Iglesias going slow. Who else on a flying lap? Brandao at the moment. Let's see what he can do here at the end. But, oh, unlucky there. James Blinter, 48.1, his quickest. Could not go quicker. Just slid it at the end. And again, we talked about the understeer there a bit. So unfortunate right there. Okay, let's see how Brando's doing. We also have one Pablo Cano going on a flying lap as well. Mejia Fernando Mejia, he's at the end of the lap. We're going to see him first right here. Let's take a look as they all come crossing the line. Oh, he's coming in, all right. And Paulette is in. Brando still going along, but still on the flyer. Let's see. Oh, keep it on the curb. Yes, he does. He does just barely. As he comes up to the line, he is going to cross it. We're going to see if he improves here on this final lap of practice. Crossing the line, and by the looks of things, he does not. Anyone else? Let's see if Daniel's still going. He's slowing down. So I believe that might be everything. Gonzalez crossing the line, and Gonzalez, it shows as 12th position. I'm not sure if that's quite correct because it shows some people below. It's not quite accurate on the way we have it set up at the moment, but a 1:52.9, so not the quickest overall. Here is Jean Gerardo, good friend Mr. Engineer from our community. The only one we could convince to sign up for this. He's also Panamanian, so it kind of helps because many of the other folks in GT Panama speak Spanish alongside him. So he jives well with them. Crossing the line, it's a nice livery he's got there too, black and gold. And let's see what he gets. It's in the 52s and 13th position for him there, it shows. And so John, his first, I believe, ever big multiplayer race like this. I think he's only otherwise been in the Mercury 45 Cup, which is my own hosted series. He does very well over there, I can tell you that, because, well, I'm part of the races with him. But in this, so far, 13th, and of course he just came in just a little bit ago, and might I say, he was doing flight sim before this, so calling him out on that, not practicing, is doing the flight sim, but anyway, we'll see how well he does now. Yeah, he's had a little bit of practice beforehand, a little bit. Right, coming into qualifying, they are just getting ready for it. So just to remind people of the lap times here out of practice. Remember this going into qualifying to see who's quick and who's not. The quickest time is James Blint with a minute 48.141. We then have Ramiro Dominguez, who is also very good at a Mercury 45 Cup race back at CTMP on July 1st. He's a minute 48.295. Then we have Iglesias with a minute 48.370. Paulette with a minute 48.603. A Domingo, minute 49.303. Brandao, minute 49.350. Pablo Cano, 49.710. Talavera, Lopez Garcia, Mejia, Tio, Daniel VR. I think VR is part of the racing team, if I'm not mistaken. Martinez, and it goes on as it just sets as we go to qualifying. 15 minutes to go, and well, let's see the first ones out here. Berkelou, let's take a look at him first. Remember not to cross that yellow line right there as he coming out of that right-hander coming onto the racetrack. So that is your lap times right there. We couldn't say all of it, but that's what we're looking at coming into qualifying. Let's see how quick they can be. We'd like to also welcome in here on the Twitch, Dirk Smiles, our very good friend. Welcome back. Good to see you. And we hope you enjoy the action here today. And also we'll plop in the live timing to you now. As they come through the bus stop chicane on the outlaps. There it is. No space on the link right there. But that is the live timing if you like to follow along with me here today. And you get to see a map of all the drivers going out in real time, wherever they are on the circuit. Rodrigo Garcia right here in the 94. And let's see what his livery takes a look like. Oh, it's orange. That's nice. Oh, let's see F3 view here. There we are. Look at that. Very nice. That's probably a custom livery they were able to bring in. You see all the sponsors as well. Some of these teams have PC sponsors, energy drinks, all the All the lots. Oh, and a little tap. Oh, that's not ideal right there on Gonzalez, and he wouldn't like that very much, would he? My goodness. Play nice there, folks. And Jean coming up behind him now. Be nice, it's the outlap. But people really excited to go, it seems. So let's get things underway here. Iglesias is coming round now to start the first lap here of qualifying. I love the helicopter view right here. We're going to be going to all different types of views throughout the day. And let's see how things start out right here. Right, is the Spanish stream now open? Yes, it is. Lovely. If you would like to see the Spanish broadcast, there's a lovely man doing the Spanish broadcast over on YouTube. You can watch that as well. No Twitch broadcast, but if you're watching the English stream and you want to see the Spanish side, go and watch that right now, because you'll probably understand it a little bit more. So, right, everyone coming round, looking to get their first flying laps in, and looks like the temperatures remain the same. The wind looks like it's to the northeast here, 3 kilometers per hour, so it's really light. And I looked at the forecast, and it's looking like it's not going to rain at all. Probability precipitation, it's around 5%. So it'd be a miracle if we saw any wet weather today. Oh, don't mind the little bit of clipping right there. That's happened on some of these circuits. Sometimes, I don't know if it's my video settings or whatever it is, sometimes, depending on the view, it would show a little bit of, I don't know what you call it there, graphics issue. Iglesias coming across the line. This is the first lap right here. Minute 49.348. That is his first. Second across the line is Brandauer, 49.795. So everyone crossing. Let's take a look at John as he goes around the circuit. And just to point out this livery here, the black and yellow. Very nice. That's one of my favourites. And he's coming across the line now, so we're going to see him in relation to some of these other drivers right here for the first time. Crosses the line, and now maybe he was slower on the first. There might still been an outlap perhaps, but 2 minute 10 it shows. And again, the provisional laps, so whatever they show here on ACTV, they count towards that starting grid position as well. As you see a huge amount of bounce on the wheels going through the bus stop chicane. You have to really bring it in and be really careful, because well, if you're too close you hit the wall. Too far away, well, you might understeer on the outside of the section, so you got to be a little careful. Let's see someone coming up to the bus stop now, shall we, and take a look at possibly their onboard if I can. More lap times coming in. Joaquin Palat in second, a minute 48.547. Actually, Jean just pursed the bus stop chicane. You know, my lifetime's a little off. I might refresh just to get it right again. Let's take a look at James Blint then in the meantime. Let's see how quick he is. Minute 48.2 so far. Sector 1 not up. But here he comes into Sector 2, and you see him just pull it into the inside right near that barrier. That is the real life line, folks. If you aren't aggressive like that, you're not going to have a quick exit speed there. And that's very important here in Sector 2. So let's see as Blint comes around. And we got this lovely onboard camera right here. You can see his movements of the wheel as he comes into the right-hander. And that was turn 7 right there. The toe is what they call that. Part of the boot section. That's why they call it the boot. Because it jets off from the normal parts of the race course and goes straight on for, well, the short course NASCAR variant. Or you turn left there, you go down, and you have that kind of right-hander, almost hairpin corner, but very first, and they call that the toe of the boot. So a little bit of knowledge right there. So Blink coming around the final couple of corners, turn 10 and now turn 11, and looks like he's not going to be quicker on this lap itself. Let's go to Ramiro and see what's going on, as we're nearly halfway through the qualifying session. In the number 79, you're going to see a few similar liveries, but you're going to show the differences by the number plates on the left and right hand sides. So you see that right there, the man in front, similar livery, but different assuredly. Ghost says, yes, I have heard about that. He says, have I heard about things in Flight Simulator? Bit off topic for today, Ghosty, but yes, I have heard about it. I'll talk more about that later on a separate broadcast. Right, Ramiro crossing the line now, and he goes fastest right there. So I'm guessing the plus means he's improving on the time. It seems to be opposite. I guess minus would be you are down. So usually it's the opposite way, but it looks like in this circumstance it's well, it's the opposite here. Let's take a look at someone a bit further down the leaderboard. Let's go to Fernando Mejia at the moment. He's been struggling so far. Didn't have quite a good bus stop there. I wonder if he's possibly just on a cool down lap. Yes, he might be, but he's down in the minute 52s at the moment. Has to get a bit of a move on. Oh, and we have a bit of an off right there. Garcia going off, Rodrigo Garcia, that is. And that's a bit of an interesting place to go off, turn 1. There's a ton of runoff, but it's not usually a place you would be having any issue there. Maybe he was getting maybe a little too close to the barrier. I don't know, we'll have to see. We have no replays, unfortunately, on this, but that would be cool if we did. Let's take a look at Iglesias. So there you go, you see him coming into the bus stop right there. Has to be right up against that wall. And if he hits it, it's going to be a pretty nasty collision too. You get a ton of damage. It would hurt you a little bit, because you'd have to go return to pits, then you have to do your out lap and then the flying lap, and you're losing so much precious time. Let's go back to Joaquin Pilet coming round here. Can Joaquin improve on the lap time? About 5.5 minutes to go. As they work through the S's section there, that is one of the more famous sections of motorsport. It's good to get right, especially if there's lap traffic. You know, because it's good to... Well, you understeer quite a bit in those areas when you're trying to get around lap traffic, and you might have to, you know, lift off a bit, and you lose a lot of lap time. Generally quite quick, you know, under normal circumstances. So anyway, we'll have to see today how that is going to turn out. Oh, and off the circuit, hitting the barrier is Pilet. Hopefully no one's coming up behind. And will recover, but they're going to have damage unless they go back to the pits. And yeah, you're going to see a few of those slides. Oh boy. And getting off the circuit, rightly so. Letting them by, you see some of them flashing them even. Oh goodness, have to be rather close there. Go to Talavera. Oh, sliding out to the pit stop. The bus stop, that is. Oh, and a hit from behind. Well, he was almost saved it. He almost saved it, and unfortunately there, ran from behind at the end. That was, I guess that was Domingo there. Unfortunate right there. Let's go back to engineer, or Jean Giraud, his full name. Coming out to the pits. A minute 51.2 so far, 10th position. I can't say that's too bad really, being his first time in a big event like this. He has under 4 to go, everyone piling out for their final couple of flying laps now. This is the time to get it right. Let's go back to Fernando. Trailing Juan Pablo Cano in front, who's way back in 17th. Has to get a move on the lap time. Poutine Flyer raiding with a Purty of 3 here on Twitch. Welcome, Poutine Flyer, and Jonathan Kajit as well in chat. Welcome. Good to see you. Don't forget, folks, we're also on YouTube as well, the GT Panama YouTube. Make sure to go give some support over there as well. And don't forget to follow the Spanish stream if you're a Spanish speaker. Fernando looking to get onto a flying lap soon. He's just cooling down for it. Let's go back to Javier Brandao. He's up in Sector 1. That's a good sign here. If he improves enough here, he might be able to go to top 3. Oh, he's got someone in front of him, though. That's not a good sign at the moment. There's another lovely view here in the cockpit. They go round the big corner there. Sector 2 is behind. I don't think this is going to be enough for Javier. Let's go back to James Blint at the top. We're looking at pole position candidates now. And again, James Blint doing an absolutely wonderful job at the moment here in qualifying. Let's see if there's any information about him. I'm looking on my my list I was sent. So he's part of STR and he's from Monaco. Interesting. Folks, obviously Monaco is one of the best motorsport places in the world. The lovely circuit there. Formula 1 goes there. They have the historical race there. James Blint is in a lovely part of the world, so obviously he knows quite a bit about sim racing. This might be his only flying lap right here. Don't know if he's going to have enough for another one. Well, he's crossed the line a minute 48, so if he gets this quick enough, he might time it for a second to go. Let's ride on board with James Blint. This is for pole position at the moment. And this is big, because if he doesn't get it here, there is a potential for Iglesias to get it on this lap. Where is Iglesias at the moment? A little bit further on the lap. Green and red number 39 vehicle right there. This is really the only chance at the moment to take pole position for this race number 1. Let's see how he's going around. He's in Sector 2. He's got some traffic though as well. So it's not looking too good at the moment. Blint slower in Sector 1. He's not looking good at the moment. Plus 0.2. It shows yellow. Juan Pablo Cano is off. And I think that might be it for him. Brando's in the pits. Let's go to Ramiro. Ramiro looking good at the moment. Possibly up, possibly not. Iglesias still coming round. He's in front of some of the other traffic right there. James Blint coming round, still slower in Sector 2. I don't think he's going to have it. Might he be able to get another lap? Oh, is Martinez from Mexico going to go out of the way here? Yes, he is. Good sportsmanship from him. Paulette coming round, flying plus 0.3 in Sector 1. Iglesias, is that crossing the line? What's it going to be? It's a 48-1 at the moment for Iglesias. Blint crossing the line now. What's it going to be? It's zeros on the clock. Blint is pole position. He doesn't improve. Who is still out on the racetrack? Iglesias still going. I think he made it for another lap, but I'm not sure. Ramiro Dominguez, purple Sector 1. That is purple, and he's up on the field. Let's see how he goes. Let's ride on board. Through the bus stop. Let's see how that was. It looked fairly first. He's a 48.4. He's the only one at the moment that can challenge. Confirmed Brando in 5th. Domingo 6th. And Lopez in 7th position at the moment. Exciting finish of qualifying. De Silva in 9th at the moment. So this is Ramiro's hope at the moment. He's coming out of Sector 2 here, and it's a green sector. Ramiro is up a minute 5 through Sector 2. He's got a bit of traffic though. Is he going to be able to get around or be able to finish the lap behind here? Because he's really, really first. Let's see, that's Talavera at the moment, and he's well back in 10th. And he's already finished, so I wonder if he's going to let him by right here. Yes, he is. Ramiro Dominguez He was so good at CTMP and Mercury 045 Cup. Now he comes around the final corner and he's going to cross the line here. And Ramiro will go and take third position. And it's a 48-1. Not enough for pole. James Blint with a 47-8 pole position at Watkins Glen for race 1 here today. Well done to the man from Monaco right there. Well done. Oh, and a big shunt into the wall out of the final corner right there. I hope he's alright. My goodness. If that was a flying lap, that would be a unfortunate finish right there. Oh, goodness. And now everyone will set their setups for the race. So let's remind folks of the results. It's Blint in pole position, a 47.8. Iglesias second, 48.1. Ramiro Dominguez, well done Ramiro, a 48.166. Paulette, 48.5. Brando in 5th position, couldn't get it done at the end there. Domingo 6th, Lopez 7th, Pablo Cano in 8th, De Silva 9th, Talavera in 10th. Then it's Engineer Jean Giraud in 11th, Garcia 12th, Mejia 13th, Daniel Villar in 14th, Martinez 15th, Gonzalez in 16th, Otero 17th, and Burke Liu 155.996 at the tail end of the field. Now there is someone without a lap time, a Skazuski, if I'm saying that right, Skazuski, no lap time. If they do participate in this race, they will start from the back of the grid. Oh wow, what a qualifying that was, folks? My goodness, absolutely wonderful. So now they're gridding up for the race. Now as per auto starts, I'm starting in the pit lane here. Let's try and get a good view. I don't know how quickly the lights are coming on. It's going to be a rolling start here, folks. Let's set up the view. Oh, not rolling, excuse me, a standing start. Set up the view. Let's make sure this is ready to go. Right, now we're good. So the lights will come on, they'll go green. Oh no, if it's 35 minutes it is a rolling start, excuse me, there we go. 37 minutes, so they go round for 2 minutes. And then they start that right, okay, there we go. Make sure I got that right. Not a standing start, it's just the lights would do the beginning of the pace lap. There we go, let's make sure we got that right. So again, you see your grid there on the, you got your grid there on the left-hand side of your screen from ACTV. And we're going to be starting, I guess, in just a couple of seconds here. I don't have a timing here on my screen when it starts. We turned all that off in the settings, but should be rather soon. But again, Blint in pole position right there. Let's see, can I take a look at a close-up? Let's take a look at a close-up of the grid. So there's James Blint right there. Right side starting position there. Has the advantage into the first corner. Now it says 36 minutes. So I'm not really sure. But Iglesias, Dominguez, Paulette, Brando, that's the top 5. Domingo, Lopez, Pablo Cano, De Silva, Talavera, and Jean Giraud 11th, Garcia in 12th, Mejia 13th, Daniel 14th, Martinez 15th, Gonzalez, Otero, Burke Liu looks like starting from the pits, which is interesting, Skazuski, and Fazal way back there it shows as well, but also on the grid. So that's what it shows at the moment. And now it says 35 minutes. So it looks like they had to fix that server wide. I guess it is a standing start. I'm going to get confirmation and see that it's standing start. Yes it is. Here we go. The lights come on here at Watkins Glen. It's race 1 of the GT Panama event. It's lights out and away we go. And let's see how everyone gets off the grid. Everyone doing pretty good. 3 wide already for some Kers. And going way back in Fazal. Going last off the grid as they go through the first corner here. Green flag here at Watkins Glen. Someone already in front. I don't know if that's a server bug. But there's James Blint leading the field, and Iglesias in 3rd position, or 2nd position really. The timing tower seems to be incorrect on that. Something server-wide went wrong. But, oh, we might have a purse for the lead here coming into the bus stop. Oh, that looks so close. No touch, he gets through. Berklew seemed to be in front. That seems to be a server issue there, and he lets them go by. Very sportsmanlike of him right there. And Blint surviving through that initial straight there coming up to the bus stop. Oh, how close that was. Pablo Cano already up a couple of positions right there into 7th place. As they all make their way into the boot section, into the toe. And they go round the long hairpin corner. And looking pretty good so far early on. Iglesias already back as 2nd, going to the leader Blint. Single file down the straight right there, going into the corner, and oh, nearly piercing opportunity for Ramiro. Let's see how that's looking. Looking on the inside, he's not going to get it done here on the first lap, but he did poke his nose in, and now a server issue for Dominguez, and he's out. Dominguez is out. He's disconnected. How unfortunate for Ramiro. It shows a DNF, and we'll see if he can get back in. I'm not sure, but Ramiro out. How unfortunate considering that start. And that puts Agustin Domingo up into 5th position now. Runs a little wide there at the first corner. Oh, lots of action early on here. Palet's up to 13th, and Rodrigo Garcia behind. As they work through the S's up to the main straight again. The great thing about Porsche Carrera Cup, these GT3s, is that you got a lot of close racing. You're going to see that all race long, as he got a lovely purse again by Palet into the bus stop. You're going to see the first drivers work through the field on sheer pace alone. No different classes, no lap traffic, well at least we hope. And things looking rather good so far between all these drivers on pace. Oh, getting a little close. Domingo there, he's run wide into the grass. And Agustin Domingo into the wall. He could not put on the brakes. De Silva was running rather slow going into the toe right there. And poor Agustin into the wall, and he's going to lose a lot of pace right there early on. 31 minutes of the race to go. If you're just joining us, welcome along in Sound and Vision on Twitch and YouTube. This GT Panama and Mercurio 45 event here on Assetto Corsa. Welcome along into our coverage. Race 1 of 2 here this afternoon. Here is Berklew from Chile, and also James Blint coming up already for a lap. Or is that not it? No, ACTV, it's threw a curveball at me. No, James Blint is here, but Berklew so far 25 seconds, excuse me, behind the leader right there. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you. That's the gap to the leader at the moment. We can also change that later on for interval between drivers, which might make a bit more sense at one point here in this broadcast. So Berklew back in 14th position at the moment, and Mejia looks to also have DNF'd. So unfortunate. We haven't seen that one, but Mejia and Dominguez is back in the server, so it looks like it's possible to come back in. They're way back in 19th and 20th at the moment. Only 20 drivers joined, roughly 40, nearly 40 Actually, no, it was about 34. About 34 joined for this. So it looks like not everyone has decided to participate, unfortunately, despite the sign-ups. Mejia is back as well. So unfortunate for Fernando. Back a lap down now. They don't have any virtual safety cars or safety cars. No technical, things on this. If you have technical difficulties, unfortunately, they have to go on without you. So, really unfortunate that they're a lap down and they might be out of this race already here in the early going. Let me know how you can hear and see everything. Let me know if there's any issues. This broadcast today is brought to you by LOL Tech Gaming. And also the second sponsor as well by Passline Panama. So make sure to support the GT Panama sponsors here today for this event. They're the ones that help make these things possible. So thank you to them. Looks good so far, says Ghosty in chat. Thank you so much for your input. And I'm hoping that Poutine, Flyer and Jonathan Kajit, if they're still here, are enjoying the broadcast here today as well so far. Gonna have some action all afternoon. Michael Fazal just put in the quickest lap, minute 50 right there. That might have been only for him perhaps. Let's see on my live timing what the quickest of the race is so far. And it looks like at the moment that has gone to James Blint at a minute 48.725 at the moment. So James in the lead and also controlling in the lead at the moment. So that's rather good for him. The man from Monaco, we're going to consider him today. Don't get that confused with the other man from Monaco's out there. The other men, that is, from Monaco. Purse for Paulette right there. Side by side as they come out of a really good pursing opportunity right there. The toe corner. Oh, and it's a little bit close between each other right there. Oh, don't get it too wide out to the corner. Let's take a look behind. Daniel Vier and Alexis Skazuski, if I'm saying that right. 10th and 11th. It's a battle for 9th at the moment. And lots of purses going on. Engineer, the Panamanian, and our very good friend, working his way through the field. He's up to 7th. And he started, actually, I believe, just out of the top 10 in 11th. So he's looking really, really good so far early on. Good going to him. And remember, reverse grid for the second race. So depending on how you finish, you're going to be further towards the back. It's going to be even more of a task to work through next time round. Vincent De Silva, or as we call him Vince, the man who made this possible today from GT Panama. He's up into 4th position, battling with Pablo Cano behind. Looking good so far. In the number 15, lovely livery. It's kind of a mixture of sky blue, black, white. You see right there. It kind of gives me Hotline Miami vibes a little bit. But we got that battle for 4th going on. Let's see how James is at the front. Oh, and he is controlling very well, up to 3.5 on Iglesias back here in the 2nd position. Let's see as the drivers fly by here. And you'll see the name tags pop up as they get close. They might not be very visible, but it's good as it is. As we see people working into that boot section. We're going to see how they do here. There's the top 12 flying by. And there's a little bit going back to 13th position at the moment. Berklew, he's nearly being pursed at the moment. That's right on board. And if that's James right behind him right there, we're going to see our first bit of lap traffic of the afternoon here today. Minute 49.5 by Joaquin Paulette crossing the line. Not too bad, but could be a little faster. Remember, the qualifying time was 47.8 there, and they definitely can go that fast towards race pace as well. So We'll see if they get quicker as they go along. No, Dirk Smiles, I'm not the one racing today. This is not a Mercury 045 Cup race. This is a GT Panama exclusive event. And I am casting this race today with all these fine folks here racing. So, yes, don't get that confused. I am the one at the controls of the camera. And I'm also the one talking you along this race here today. Answering your questions in chat. And making sure it all makes sense. Which at the moment, so far, I think it does. We've seen some really good action so far. Just looking over on the YouTube, I haven't seen any new chat there yet. Hello to all the people on YouTube. This is my first time restreaming, doing 2 streams at once. Oh, side by side now. As I was talking, he's looking for the purse. And Daniel's not going to be able to make it there just yet. And some other traffic coming up on them too. Again, apologies for the strange graphical glitches right there. But, again, some tracks have that, some don't. I'm not really sure. That could also be a CSP thing as well. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, could not get the purse there. What was I saying? So yeah, no, Tim, I'm the one at the controls of the camera and talking you through this race here today, casting the race. Oh, a little bit of a wide running there off the turn 1 for Skazuski. It's running okay though, 23 seconds back. Let's take a look at De Silva up in 4th, but only just managing 4th position. There's a little bit of a train in the mid-pack at the moment, as Porsche Carrera Cup North America usually is. Gonna zoom out a bit here. We're gonna see about 5 or 6 cars all running into the bus stop right there, and looking to have their moment to strike. 22 minutes to go. Track grip is optimum. That has not changed. It's not using a automatic or real life grip setting. So if you can do it, you can put in your fastest laps that you can do as possible. But at the moment so far, we've seen 47.8 in qualifying the fastest. And in the race so far, the fastest lap is from James Blint, I believe, still 1:48.389. Ramiro way back, Purse remember he had the disconnection. Well, he's a minute 48.564, his quickest at the moment. So at least he's quick, and he can hopefully work his way back to Berkeley, maybe even onto the lead lap. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Ghost says in chat, if you did this last year, you wouldn't have had an email from... oh, yes. Twitch streaming 2 platforms at the same time. Well, I believe that's only for partners anyway. But I believe affiliates you could have always done. I'm not sure. Maybe I could be wrong about that. But you're right. Now that they've changed those rules, you absolutely can do both at the same time. But I believe the rules state that for partners anyway, you cannot do Twitch and YouTube, but you can do like Twitch and Instagram and stuff. So it's something like that. You know, so it's kind of a slight relaxation of the rules, but anyway, I don't believe we have anything to worry about here today. But anyway, that would be quite something if that were the case. It wouldn't happen on YouTube, but it would happen on probably my Twitch, I guess. But I don't know. Pretty sure that's not an issue anymore, but I don't know. So affiliates can do it, but partners cannot. Oh, okay, so we're all good then. Yeah, I knew there were some rules about that. I don't know how it's enforced. And considering how small my Twitch channel is here anyway, I'm not even sure they would really look at it. But anyway, Blink going a little wide. I don't know if he has to give up any speed here at the end of the lap to not be given any penalties or anything. No, I think he's okay. Again, you can run wide in some sections, but you want to be careful with track limits, because obviously if you gain an advantage, that would not look too good on your parts. But Blint up by nearly 5 seconds and looking to lap now Berkeley for the first time. Quite an achievement here in the early running. Let's run on board with one Pablo Cano. I believe that's the Paraguay flag right there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or someone going slow. Who's going slow behind? Someone was running slow. Who's that on the live timing there? Who is running slow right there? IGL, it says. So that might be Iglesias. What's going on with Iglesias at the moment? Is he alright? No, he looks... No, well, I guess he's okay now. I was thinking, oh, someone was running slow there on the bus stop. Not bus stop, on the S's, excuse me. I was a little confused. No, but... oh, he's by. Yep. Blint is by Berkeley. And that is a lap down for him. And I guess you could say that's the first legit lapping. The other ones really being because of disconnections. But... No, it's not. No random curse ghost. All of these are real people. However, though, due to the ping, because the server is running in Panama, and I have 100 ping, there is a potential, you know, there might be a little bit of a hiccup or whatever. But normally it sorts itself out. We've been pretty good so far, though, to be fair. Augustin Domingo looking to work back to 5th position on one Pablo Cano. And I just love that livery, the yellow rims, blue at the back, white at the front, here on this 95. Across the line, and so they're running minute 50s at the moment. It's a little slower than the qualifying pace by a couple of seconds. Again, they're running a little wide there off of T1, but they look to be okay. But the weather is as beautiful as can be. Hardly a cloud in the sky here this afternoon. Here at the Watkins Glen circuit. Let's get a lovely view here. Showing the track. We're in the Finger Lakes region. Northern, or really I guess it's kind of close to the central New York state. As you see all the cars running round. Lovely track. Now, just a reminder, cars run that way. If they run straight on there, that would be the short circuit, like NASCAR. But instead, you run this way. You have a left-hander straight down to the toe right there. You have to come back on yourself. Back to the piece of circuit you were really at before. And then back towards the finish line. Excuse me about my... little hiccups right there, but lovely region, and I don't think even Assetto Corsa gives it fully justice, but it's a absolutely wonderful circuit. And I don't know if we can see any lakes. I know there's a lake really nearby here, and yeah, I guess it's not really shown, but if you have the chance to come to here in real life late June for the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, they have the Salon 6 Hours of the Glen. It's one of the endurance races. Absolutely amazing circuit to go and look at. Go and experience in real life. Sierra running slowly right there. Or is that... who was... Well, I see John Gerard in there. Someone was running slowly. Maybe it was Garcia, not Sierra. Someone was running slowly and they fell back a bit. Now we have the pair side by side. Irving Martinez and Garcia. Oh, was that a touch? Was that a touch? And he's off. Rodrigo Garcia. I don't know if that was any server lag. I didn't see a touch. Oh, he's coming back on this circuit. And someone had to avoid. That was Lopez. Oh, unfortunate contact right there. And Garcia's back to 14th. There was a little bit of what they say in Australian, urgy-burgy right there. I don't speak Australian, but that's how I've heard it before. Oh, and another off. Otero way at the back. He's up in 18th, lap down. And Oh, careful, careful. There's traffic going by that I hope gets out of the way. And unfortunate for Otero not having a good first race so far. That being said, if they stay back here at the end, 15 minutes time, they'll be way up at the front of the grid for race number 2. As he's even getting pursed by, who's that right there? Somebody on the lead lap, that's Fazell, and yes, on the lead lap right there. So that's going a lap down to him as well. My goodness. Domingo a 49.7, his quickest of the race so far. Augustin Domingo, that is. A couple of Domingos in this race. Don't be confused about them. And so up in 6th position and working again on Pablo Cano. Might he have a chance to strike up to the bus stop, as it's, I think, just within the distance of the slipstream. Let's see, he's working and selling. Oh, keeping it fine. Looks like he has a good ABS setting on there. Well, let's see, what's the gap right there? That's just under a second. Yeah, so he's within the slipstream, and hopefully Augustin can go for a strike fairly soon in one of the corners and get up into 5th. We'll have to see. What's another good battle going on? 10th and 11th at the moment, back in the kind of lower end of the field. Oh, and there's a slide, and he's spun it round. Talavera, he was oh so close in the bus stop, and now he's going to lose a boatload of positions in the 151 there for EXA Racing. A few of the EXA drivers in this race here today. Oh, unfortunate circumstance right there for Talavera. And he was looking to strike too. He just put a bit too much mustard, is what they say on it. Unfortunate. Talavera from EXA Racing from Paraguay there. Don't know if the racing team is situated there, but that's where he's situated. We have some lovely flybys right there. Look at that, beautiful. Lovely CSP and Sol here for this race today to give us your visuals into your computer screens, your mobile devices, whatever you may be watching this race on here today. But James Blint, 8 seconds ahead, running away with it in race 1. If he wins here, he's going to have a monumental task in race number 2 to work through that field and try and see if he can do a double win. That would be quite something. But James Blint, again, the man from Monaco, controlling this race so far. Let's go back to Joaquin Paulette. 25 seconds back. Now running through that area we were just looking at. SSPF, the team name. In that number 14 blue and white liveried car. Looking okay so far. I guarantee you if I was in this race I would have spun at least a half a dozen times by now. So, unfortunately, or no, rather fortunately for me, I'm happy I'm not the one in this big field today. That being said, Mr. Gerardo right there, a good front engineer, he's back in 11th. He was up to 7th at one point. I wonder if he had a spin. I might have missed it. But he's all the way back to 11th now, 56 seconds back. It might have been just on sheer pace, I'm not sure, but Jean, he's not doing that badly. I think he was hitting himself a bit too far, a bit too hard in the pre-race, saying, oh, I'm going to do poorly, this and that. I think he's doing okay so far for his first time. And if he breaks top 10, that would be a theoretical, you know, if there was a championship, that would have been a point situation. So, you know, a little bit of pride being top 10 there. So right on board. So, yeah, Ghosty, did you see how he fell back? Maybe it's something I missed, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm going to pop out YouTube chat just in case and I'll overlay it on Twitch here. There hasn't really seemed to be any YouTube chat so far, but pop it out just in case. To make sure that I can get everyone's chat. But what I've seen was Ian Burnell and Ghost over there so far. We got Andres coming up, looking to strike for 11th. Oh, he has him in the bus stop perhaps. Or at least he's quicker anyway. He might be able to get him coming into the boot section. Oh, he's looking. Oh, if he's on the outside here, might he get the inside? Oh, yes he is. And there is the purse for Andreas right there. Lopez by, and John ran wide. So that's why we didn't get a perfect view of that, but ran wide. He clearly saw he was the quicker car. And now John is back to 12th position right there. Once again, he's a minute back. Keep going there, engineer. We believe in you. Here's Vince. Up in 4th. He's doing rather well today. Obviously, Ramiro, if he didn't have any problems, he'd probably be battling with him as well. Teammate to teammates. 19 seconds back. The gap in this race. Saw a car go through something like a ghosted curb, black paint. That could have been just a lag issue there, Ghost. Sometimes the ping, you know, it might think that he's jumped somewhere else and then it comes back and then it fixes itself. It seems only about 5 cars, or maybe 6 there, have been affected really in this race. So, unfortunate, but yeah, it looks like 2 of them even out of the server already. So, yeah, some of them are affected by server issue, but that means for race 2 they're going to be right at the top of the grid. Oh, a little bit of a slide by Tio Danielle right there. Now again, that's for VR Racing Team. There is a few drivers on that team here today. Burke Lou is from VR Chile. And again also Daniel VR, which is, well, in the name. We have a couple from Lycan Racing, which is also, I believe, one of the sponsors you'll see on the vehicles as well. Not sure about GT Panama, but some of the other drivers in the field. So there's several from that team. Well, Ricardo Duhart was on the list. I'm not sure, is he in this race? No, he's not. Who else from Lycan? Sebastian Sagro. He was supposed to be in this race as well. Looks like he's not. Anyway, I'm just looking at my entry list that I was given. Couple of Checky Performance. Oh, what happened to Vince? Oh, Vince back in the pits. He's DNF'd. Well, that must have been a disconnection. Well, it doesn't say he's disconnected. What's happened to Vince? Oh my goodness. Vince back in the pits. He's going to fall through the leaderboard, is that? Well, let's see, where is he? 6th. He's going to fall through. What happened to Vince? Hopefully we can get an update on that. That's another DNF right there. And yes, it shows he's left the server. That must have been a server issue right there. Vince, oh no, running at the top. Unbelievable. It looks like so many people have been having issues on the server so far today. Oh, so unfortunate. He was right up at the top as well, looking for a good finish. Yeah, it looks like some people's pings are rather high. By the way, if you see yellow, that means it's a rather high ping. If it's green, that means it's good ping. That's what I was told before the race began today. Let's look at Francisco Gonzalez just behind. Looking to strike now for... or no, he's lap traffic. I guess he's looking to unlap himself, but no, I don't think he's going to have the pace. Excuse me there. So Glacier second, 10 seconds or 11 seconds back. And then Brandao, another 6 seconds behind Iglesias there. So now it's rather spread out. There's no huge battle, unless you really look back in the field a bit. So, yeah, so let's go to Lopez, because there is a little battle going on here. Irving Martinez in 9th. That's really the closest we've had so far. And then behind that is John, a minute 12. But really no huge battles now, because we have some of the disconnections and some of them just lost pace throughout this race. Under 5 to go in race 1 here at Watkins Glen. Race 1 of 2 here today. Both on the Mercury 045 channel on Twitch and on the GT Panama YouTube channel. I see there's 5 likes there already. Make sure to like the broadcast if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, make sure to go over there, give some love. As we're restreaming on both today with Restream.io. I heard something. Well, it sounded like sand, but I guess not. But Lopez did go a little wide there. And back on. Let's go back to John again. He's back in 11th because of the disconnection there by Vince. But he's looking to get into the top 10. He fell back to Garcia. Now he's going to try and work on that position into the closing stages of this race here. Server time 1:31 p.m. Eastern, I guess you could say. Real life time at the moment 4:41 Eastern, 3:41 Panamanian time or Central time, and 8:42 now UTC. Tell us where you're joining around the world. We'd like to hear from you. Make sure to ask questions in the chat and we can answer them to you to the best of our abilities. What these vehicles are about, a little bit about this track. I'll give you a little tidbit on the fastest lap ever on the current version of this circuit. It's Sebastian Bourdais, which, as you know, he's ran in the WEC. He's ran in IMSA before in the DPI class. And, so, you know, the Rolex 24 Hours and all that, 24 Hour of Le Mans and several other series. Sebastian Bourdais, the quickest lap of all time, was in the Delara DW12, which is the 2017 IndyCar. Don't know if any of you follow IndyCar, but they have gone to Watkins Glen before. So on this circuit, which has been in effect since 1992, it's a 1:23.916. A minute 23. That is a full 25 seconds quicker than what they're running here on Watkins Glen in these Porsche Carrera Cup cars today. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of like how quick you can go around this circuit, you can go a lot quicker. Not sure what the quickest Porsche GT3 911 would be, but again, they've never run Porsche Carrera Cup North America or the former GT3 Challenge United States here, or at least not to my knowledge. I'll have to look it up. But in the current format, as they've brought it in from last year, GT3 Cup North America, they're run at several tracks in the United States. Watkins Glen, they go to, sorry, not Watkins Glen, they go to Road America, they go to Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta, and so much more. Obviously, they go to Canada and the Honda Indy Toronto, which I got to see those vehicles in real life. But they do not run to Watkins Glen at the moment. But what's interesting is other single series manufacturer IMSA sanctioned series go here, and you know, Mazda MX-5 Cup goes there, and all off. Who's off right there? Someone losing a position. And that was to Vince right there. It was 15th place Gonzalez right there. Someone was, I guess that was him. He was way off, lost a couple of places. And he's still a lap down. He's actually battling with someone a lap down at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see who this is. No, it is lap traffic. Juan Pablo Cano. But if I look at the gaps between them, I think there is a little bit of battling, even a lap down back there. Let's see. Yes, there is a little bit, but not by much. Fastest lap of the race at the moment is a minute 48 point, I think it's still 0.389. I'm just looking through my list. Yes, it is 48.389 from James Blint. That was all the way back on lap 5. James Blint now on the final lap of the race, looking to come through the final few series of corners to finish race number 1 with a spectacular drive. He put 15 seconds on Iglesias to second. The man from Monaco himself coming into this race, this event here today for the first time, and absolutely smashing it. Ladies and gentlemen, James Blint, your winner of race 1 at Watkins Glen here today. The man from Monaco, well done in that Porsche 992 GT3 Cup Car. Well done to James by 15 seconds. Iglesias coming across the line now, and that will be second place, well back in 15th. Brando coming across for third, the Panamanian from GT Panama. And then it goes well back to Agustin Domingo, who Cano was looking on the final lap to bring back the 4 seconds. Not going to make it to the end. 4th, and I believe that was lap traffic behind. Juan Pablo Cano across in 5th position. Skazuski coming towards the end as well, coming through turn 11. And then behind that would be a well back 20 seconds or so to Lopez and Fazal right there. Others crossing the line as well. Vince De Silva a lap down, I guess that would be in the end. Gonzalez as well, 13th and 14th. And here comes Lopez now crossing the line. And there he is, a minute 16 back, but on the lead lap. Well back in 7th. Here comes Michael Fazal for PSR. And behind that, we have Jean Giraud, engineer, in 9th position. In the end, he does go and cross the line in the top 10. What a finish for John in his first race. Talavera next for the top 10. Nearly 2 minutes back the gap to the top 10 finishers right there. And crossing the line, there he is, 10th position. Where is Rodrigo? Oh no. Let's get another view of that. Rodrigo in the wall. Rodrigo, you haven't finished your lap there, mate. You can still finish 11th. I'm not sure if he realises or if the server finished. Garcia 11th. 12th it shows Martinez. This is very unofficial at the moment. De Silva 13th. Gonzalez in 14th. Daniel Villa 15th. Dominguez in 16th. Otero 17th. And Mejia in 18th, already crossed the line, still going round the track. Berklew, where is he at the moment? He is in the pits, 19th, 3 laps down it shows in the end. Paulette, 6 laps down, had a bit of a trouble there. Was actually doing okay at one point in the race. And it seems a lot of disconnection issues seem to cause issues for people today, unfortunately. And already out of the server, Jeremias Zanella from Argentina, a DNF in the end way back in 21st. Let's make sure that is correct. Now it's going to go reverse grid. So let's see. Blint, Iglesias, Brando, Domingo, Pablo Cano, Skazuski, Lopez, Fazal, Gerard, 9th, so that is confirmed, okay. Talavera, Garcia, Martinez, De Silva, Gonzalez, Tio Daniel Villar, Dominguez, Otero, Mejia, Berkelou, Paulette, and Zanella. So yes, that's the 21 vehicles, the final running order right there of race number 1 here at Watkins Glen. 3 minutes, or under 3 minutes, probably about 2 now, for everyone to get their lap time, not their lap time, their setup in, to get quick lap times, that is. Get ready for race 2, because the grid will form after that 3 minutes is done. It's a small little then gap to when the race starts, the lights go out. And again, reverse grid, they have to work their way through, so Blint is at the back now, and I guess that means Paulette is now at the front of the grid. So that's how things will look, and so that means there could be some chaos here in the first few laps of this race. So there it is now. Yep, it's just came on. So I have a mod called Auto Starts, and that is what essentially puts me back into the pit lane there. So here we go again for race numero dos. Am I saying that right? Am I saying correct Spanish? Another 35 minutes here, and actually it's changed. Engineer said he made it to the top 10 in chat. Yes, he did. Congratulations, Engineer. We'll make sure to give you an interview at the end if you're around, alongside the winner of race 1 and 2 as well, if we can. So Talavera is first now. John is actually second, it shows on the grid. Fazal third, Lopez fourth, Skazuski in fifth, Pablo Cano sixth, Domingo seventh, Brando 8th, Iglesias 9th, Blint 10th, Martinez 11th, Garcia 12th, De Silva 13th, F. Gonzalez in 14th, and Tio Daniel Villar 15th, Otero 17th, Dominguez 16th, Otero 17th, Mejia 18th, Berkelou 19th, interestingly, so still at the back, and Paulette in 20th. So I'm not sure if that is correct reverse grid or not, but that's what the service says. We have to go with what they say, and we're just moments away from race 2, another 35-minute race here, getting underway. Right here on the Mercury 045 channel and on the GT Panama YouTube channel. Hello to all 6 people in the YouTube at the moment, and to all the 8 people here in the Twitch live chat at the moment. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Saturday afternoon. I think they're getting ready for the lights right now. Benjamin Talavera to lead them off the line. So Engineer, good luck to you in race 2. Looks like you're starting second. That should be interesting. How exciting. Here we go, folks. Are you ready for some more Porsche Carrera Cup racing? Here we go. Oh, the lovely sounds of those engines as well. Doesn't that just make every race fan, you know, make their face widen with glee? Don't waste too much fuel now, folks. Well, here comes the lights now. It's race 2 of the race here at Watkins Glen. And it's lights out and away we go again as they all get off the line relatively well. Oh, we already have a Percival behind. Where the clean starts as Talavera works it into turn 1 again, side by side. Oh, and a touch! A touch! And round goes John. Engineer falling through. Oh no, oh, and into the wall is Talavera. Carnage going into the S's. Oh goodness, and everyone is around. All of the back half of the grid. And that's what we warned you about, folks. Huge carnage. Let's see if I can get a close-up on that. They seem to have sorted it out relatively now. No, they're still going around. Here we... Oh, goodness me. Someone in the wall there. Who is that? It's Gonzalez for Cisco Racing. Francisco. Oh, so unfortunate. Just his now 6th race. And he's going to DNF from it. Oh, no. What carnage in the first lap right there. Right on turn 3. And that's Berklew in the lead. How's that going to go? Oh, my goodness. Let's try and sort this out. Lopez in second. Brando third. Blint in fourth. My goodness. Skrzewski in 6th. And De Silva in 7th at the moment. And already the gaps are forming. Fazal has DNF'd from the race. Who's way back here? Who is in the fray? Talavera and Paulette. Paulette's up at the top in race 1 for most of it, around 4th or 5th. And unfortunate circumstances there. It's still side by side. Oh, that's got to hurt. There's got to be a lot of damage. I'm looking on the timing screen. It just flashed up with damage to multiple drivers. Let's see if anyone's dived into the pit lane to make any adjustments. It looks like Pablo Cano is in. Yes, he is. And he's got suspension damage to the left-hand side. You see that wheel? He has to really turn it left. He's going to have a major repair job here in the pits. He has the first pit box, however, so he's going to lose a lot of positions now. James Blint, he won the first race. He's already back up into 3rd position, avoiding that wreck back in turn 3 on the first lap. I want to see if I can get a replay of that at the end of the race, because that was a major carnage right there. And that's what I warned people about, the unfortunate circumstances of having reverse grade. You're going to have the lesser experienced drivers at the front and the more experienced ones at the back trying to work through. And you could clearly tell there was a fault on one of the drivers there, because you could clearly see that turn. And then just major carnage from behind as they couldn't get around, either on the runoff or the track. So we're down to 19 drivers. Gonzalez is already back to 19th and a lap down. And is he struggling to get around the racetrack? Well, he's just really letting people go. And that's really sportsmanlike of him, to let people go and to not get in the way of their race. Andreas Lopez looking for 7th position. Ooh. Is he going to get by on the straight? It looks like he is. Side by side. Here's a good view coming into turn 1. And he is going to brake later and get by. Adrian Iglesias, second in race number 1, already back up to 7th. But they're still side by side. And Daniel gets by again, going up into the S's. We're going to watch this for a little bit, folks. So close on the bumper. And he's going to try on the outside coming into the bus stop chicane. Side by side again. Who dares to brake late? Daniel's going to get on through. I hope he didn't tap the barrier right there. And we have Lopez going slow still. And that was actually for position. So possibly something happened to Lopez. Or he was just letting them by common courtesy. I'm not sure. It's come round. I believe is that turn 6 right there. If I look on my track map, yes it was. That's called the chute, by the way. That's called the chute. And off Daniel and Andreas. I was looking at my track map on my other monitor, and I missed up at contact. So now they're in a huge fray of different drivers. Let's ride on board with John. Big shot again. No! Daniel straight into Lopez, and now if there was grace control on that would be a penalty. He's still going into them. Daniel being very naughty right now. I think that final hit must. Oh, that is definitely road rage. Daniel, very, very bad driving, and out he goes. That must have been, considering the, I guess, the contacts. That was not nice at all, right there. And that's gonna make both of them go way, way down the order now. Daniel's back to 13th. He's coming back out, but he went back to pits. Oh, good. Oh, and he's crossed the yellow line as well. So I don't know if there's penalties on this. If there is, there would be a whole chunk of penalties, maybe even a disqualification for Daniel on that. Very unsportsmanlike driving right there. The one bad apple throughout all the good amount of drivers we've had here today. And driving, that is very unfortunate. Let's go to Berkeley. He's fell back a bit to 7th. Not as much on pure skill as some of the other drivers, but he does have a chance to get some good positioning here with this second race. And he's about to get pursed by Martinez behind, side by side, as we look on board for Berkeley. And he's going to hold it just barely as he forced Martinez to the outside. Hopefully we don't see any more of that bad driving here. Let's take a look at Martinez's perspective. He's fell back a bit, but looking on the inside. So there might be a purse there fairly soon. We'd like to welcome in on the Twitch stream, Kinney Monster, to the broadcast. Welcome on in. Ooh, that was nearly a touch by Martinez right there. Kept it out of the rear bumper. Oh, and over the grass. Now he's really going to lose a bit of time there. Kinney, welcome on in. And no, I'm not racing today. I'm casting this race with collaboration with GT Panama today. Make sure to join the YouTube where they are also having this event. It's also available in Spanish. So if you like to watch the Spanish link, Spanish stream, the link will be in the chat for you as well. Hopefully Ghosty will have that for you. 1.5 seconds, Blint to Brandau at the moment. Again, some fairly good racing so far, apart from the tiny little bit of road rage we've seen. Behind us there is Domingo. And I just love those yellow rims. Very, very nice. Oh, fantastic, Ghosty. Thank you. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves on the Spanish broadcast as well. With the other broadcaster there. Not sure how to pronounce his name, but I'll let you know if I have it. It looks like in GT Panama Discord there's about 5 of them all in the same voice room together, so they're probably all having quite the chat at the moment. It's about half a second now to Blint. Brandau is looking to hopefully strike on this lap. But yeah, Kinney, welcome along in. This is race 2 of 2. Reverse grid for this race. And 25 minutes of the 35 to go. So you've came in time. Just coming up on 2 hours of the broadcast time itself. He's looking for the purse now, Brandau. Look on board. Oh, and Blint survives. Very good driving between these two, though. We've had spectacular driving from Brandau, Blint, and also from Iglesias today. Really, really good driving, and they worked their way through the field. Perth lap 1 carnage pretty nicely. And there is the live timing as well, if you want to see that, from GT Panama. About 20 of the 34 drivers actually came out to race here today. It wasn't a full field, unlike the original entry list. So that helps people like my friend Mr. Engineer a little bit. So Kinney, yes, Engineer is in this race. His full name Jean Gerard. He's from Panama, so he jives really well with these other drivers in Central America. And currently in 10th position, started second, I believe, for race 2. So, yeah, he cracked the top 10 in race 1, which was a very good achievement. And now race 2, he's 10th position as well, in the black and gold livery. And might he again be able to work or even higher than 10th and get a solid second race finish? That would be the dream for Engineer in his first big multiplayer race on Assetto Corsa. Or at least like this anyway. You know, he's been in Mercury 45 Cup Series quite a bit. But he now has to prove himself with a big field of drivers here today. First lap for Garcia there, minute 51 just came in. Again, that's not the quickest lap of the race, that is the quickest lap of the individual driver, showing in purple on the ACTV. Quickest lap of the race at the moment is actually, it's a little slower than race 1. It's a minute 49.725, and that's actually backed by one Pablo Cano, who's back in 15th position. So that must have been well back at the beginning of the race. And yes, that was back on lap, well, let's see, no, it was on the soft compound tyre. It doesn't say what lap it was on, excuse me. So no, it wasn't lap 5 like I said earlier on, it's just a soft compound tyre. I'm not sure if you folks have a choice of compound tyre in this, but if you do, you see it's Michelin branding there. Might there be some strategy? I'm guessing the soft is the strategy for this race. No strategic pit stops for fuel or tyres, it's just too small of a race. Maybe that's a bit of feedback we can give to the GT Panama folks. If we make it a bit longer, there might be a pit stop in there. Minute 49.444 for Agustin Domingo. That just came in. So that's right on pretty much the quickest lap right there, I'd say. The South American in 3rd position. The Silver back in 4th behind. So Blint not having it as good as he did in race 1 at the moment. You see in the rear view mirror, Brando just behind. He's within striking distance even. And with 20 minutes to go, that is. Let's hope that's a good finish brewing. That's right, folks. Make sure to get rid of the space there so that link for the live timing works. Thank you, Ghosty, for reminding us. To all viewers, wherever you're watching, welcome on in to our coverage here at Watkins Glen here today. This is the English broadcast. If you want Spanish, there is a separate YouTube link for that, to get it in your language. There's a lot of South Americans here today, so obviously that is very beneficial. He ran a little wide there. 0.8 now is the gap. Here's the lovely helicopter cam. It's not perfect on all bits of the circuit, but in some areas it does well. Who's coming out to the pits right there and joining onto the circuit? Let's take a look. It's Brian. Okay, what's happening on with Brian right there? Looks like no, that's not Brian. It's another one. That's Otero. Excuse me. 14th position on a lap down. So he must have had to have taken a pit stop, maybe for damage or whatever reason it would have been. But now he's well behind and sliding his way through, and Brando nearly hit him. You saw a really good view of that from the helicopter. And off! Off! Who is that? It's Domingo, is it? Who is it? No, it's Otero. I was wondering who was off. There's several DNFs now. Otero off. Was that a collision with the leaders right there? Oh, he's a lap down. You really don't want that. Well, it looks like Brando survived that. He's still 1.7. But De Silva, a DNF. Domingo, a DNF. And I don't know what exactly happened to them. If that was server wide or what happened. That was nasty right there. Coming out of the bus stop going into the right-hander there. Quick right-hander, must say. If you get out of the way, you should be fine. But if you're battling there, you're going to potentially tangle with the leaders. And no one's going to like that. So they'll drop well down the leaderboard as the field purses them. So that now puts Blint to Brando to Iglesias. He's now on the podium positions. The man from Mexico. I'm going to call him in the lovely livery as well, red and green. Up in third position. The only problem is he's well back. Yes, that makes 5 DNFs. That being said, they can come back. So it's a partial DNF. They can come back. They're just going to be really far down the leaderboard. So I'm guessing for Daniel Villa, that might be a full DNF because of what happened earlier on. Not entirely sure though. De Silva and Domingo, we're going to have to figure out what happens. So that makes the total running vehicles at the current moment in time 15 on the circuit. Let's see what the close battles are. I think it's actually Mr. Engineer because I just saw a pass for 7th. That might have been by virtue of the change in place by the DNF, but 54 seconds back at the moment, and Engineer looking really good again. Fantastic driving from him here today. Even though he didn't really practice all that much, it looks like it didn't really matter all that much in the end. If remember, folks, I told you at the top of the show, he was doing flight sim not 10 minutes before I started the broadcast. Flight sim, not even practicing in the open practice server. Comes in and he does this. Really well done, Mr. Engineer right there. Sometimes he just make that work. He's running in 7th, but he has a mountain to climb against Rodrigo Garcia right here. There you go, there's a lovely bumper view right there. Don't want to see the inside so much. Audio, video, all okay? Let us know. Tried doing a test recording beforehand and hopefully it was alright. But if not, just let me know. 16 minutes of the race to go, so we're just over halfway through race 2. And remember at the end on this stream, if we can get them in the GT Panama Discord, we're going to have the winners of race 1 and 2. So if it's James Blint, might we be able to get a interview with him at the end of the race in the Discord for what was just a superb running here today. Starts to make it work though. Hopefully it's not a commentator's curse right there. He's up 2.3 now on Brando, so he's able to increase the gap a little. If he gets it done, it's a double win for him today. Ghost says, this truck will be awful in Forza when I start my racing. I don't know, Ghosty. Forza is a very different simulator, but I don't know. This track in Assetto Corsa, by Lilski, by the way. Also the same people that make Road America, if you're familiar with their circuit there. On Race Department. Absolutely fantastic circuit. Really nice branding, real world branding pretty much. And the circuit quality is really, really good. Compared to other IMSA tracks, this one is probably one of the ones up there with Road America, I'd say. Everyone crashes on turn 1. Well, we saw a little crash out of turn 1 into 2 today, so Maybe there's a little truth to that. Dominguez is into the 148. That might be a new fastest lap of the race right there. Ramiro is coming up on Iglesias, looking for the final podium spot right there. If Ramiro can get that done, that would be a big win for GT Panama today. As I guess overall at the very top, they haven't had too much success. Iglesias posted the Tri-Herds of Sim Racing. That's the team name it shows there. So what a funny name that is. They are sweats, that is for sure. But really, other than Brando, we haven't seen too many good GT Panama drivers at the top today. Ramiro might help that out. Let's right back on board as they run through the left-hander right there. That is towards the end of the lap. That was turn 9, I believe. So just past the heel is what they call that, turn 8. Then you got turn 9, which is an unnamed corner. It's been a fantastic day of racing, both here on the Mercury 45 channel and the GT Panama YouTube channel. Again, thanks everyone for watching. We really do appreciate it. Might this not be the last time we have an event like this? Might there be something in the future? Who knows? I don't know. But I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here so far today, and I really hope all of you has as well. I just love seeing the tyres bumping like that going through the bus stop. Might that show how the drivers made their suspension in the setup going into today? Now, unlike real life, it's not exactly the same. You know, it's a little simplified, the sliders. But what you can change, you know, the bumpers and the travel, you know, amount of travel to the bump stop and stuff like that. All of that stuff kind of matters today if you really want to be first. I'm not an expert on suspension and alignment of the wheels, if you have more camber or less camber, whatever it is, but you know, the ones who do know racing, they would have gotten that right here today. I want to see if I can get the tyre wheel there. Yeah, so depending on the angle of that wheel, that would show if you have more or less camber on that wheel. We only have the front left view there. Looks like it's practically even. No bias to the left or to the right side. No degrees banking too much. But on James Blint, the leader right there, you know, if we were to see that, it'd be fairly noticeable, you know, one way or the other way. You can't see my cursor on screen, but just imagine, you know, either facing inwards towards the curve or outwards towards the outside of the curve. 10 minutes to go in this race. Who's gonna win it? Let's do a quick poll in the chat to see what everyone thinks. And we're gonna focus this poll. Well, actually, let's do a prediction, excuse me. Let's do a prediction. And we're going to name it, if it will let me. Name the prediction. Will Blint win the race? That's what we're going to do. Hopefully I'm spelling that right. Will Blint win the race? Question mark. Outcome 1 is going to be yes, and outcome 2 is going to be no. You folks have 5 minutes, and there you go. Go ahead, and let's see your predictions for the end of this race. Will James Blint win race 2 of 2, both races today? The man from Monaco here at Watkins Glen. I see the first one coming in, 100%. You can vote with your channel points, by the way. So if you want to be a little risky, go all in, or you want to be a little conservative, whatever you want to be. plop that in the chat right now if you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercurio45. I wonder here if on YouTube I can do the same thing. I don't believe I can. No, I don't have control over that, so I can't do it on the YouTube side, unfortunately, but on my Twitch you can make that prediction. Dominguez, did he purse? Oh, they're side by side. Oh, coming through the SS section. Oh, Iglesias, is he going to keep it through there? He has the inside line. That's going to be good for him right there on the cambered corner right there, face toward the inside. Very nicely. So yes, that did give him the ever so slight edge. This one's going to be close. Dominguez takes it. Is there going to be a switchback? Oh, look at this behind Iglesias. On the bumper. Contact. Contact to Dominguez. He's not going to like that too much. Coming into the boot section. Iglesias. He had third position for quite a good chunk of this race. Is Ramiro going to take it away here at the very end? He might have another chance to strike towards the end of the lap right there. Ramiro's safe at the moment by about half a second. That is kind of the closest battle on the track right now. The gaps otherwise are at least 5 or so seconds, some more. Very, very close. Love that view looking behind. Coming up on Ramiro again towards the end of the lap. Don't run wide. If you run wide here, you're going to potentially suffer consequences depending where on the track you were. You're good there on that final corner and the first corner. But again, that's not going to be everywhere on the circuit. There is grass out there. And Ramiro crosses the line. 58.09 for Iglesias, 49.9 for Ramiro. So he's quicker at the moment. So if that holds, he'll keep it. Just take a quick hydrate. You folks watching the stream, make sure to hydrate yourself as well. Very important on a hot summer day. Brando back to 4 seconds on James Blades. Let's get to Paulette. We haven't seen Joaquin Paulette in a little while. Running kind of his own race at the moment. Garcia's in front by a good 8 seconds and 10 seconds back to Jean Girard. So running his own race in 7th, Talavera in 9th, and he's actually running with Jean at the moment. That's kind of a semi-close battle. So John actually fell back to 8th, I guess, at some point during that. Unfortunate for the Curs that DNF'd today. Hopefully they'll get their moment sometime in the future. EXA Racing, they've been okay today. Just as first as GT Panama though, really. They're all very good teams. They all need to be applauded. Oh yeah, cutting as far in as possible. John missed that corner. Here he comes side by side. Round the outside though. John giving space. Oh, very close. And he gets on by Talavera with a very nice move on John. But now John cuts to the inside. And is he going to have the space? He's lumping the curb right there. It's not going to be too good for him. I know in ACC he can be a little more generous on the curbs. In regular racing, not so much. John still fighting with him. Look at this lovely battle for 7th. Or for 8th, excuse me. Oh, look at that. Let's look on the helicopter view. John on the inside again. Is he going to take the place back? Yes, he is. Side by side still, half a car length. Running towards turn 10. On the inside goes Talavera. And he is going to... Oh, he's going to bump John. He's going to bump him. I hope that was only a server ping issue. He bumps him. And it doesn't bump him into the barrier, but just a little wide. And now Talavera gets the gap open to almost a second. Wonderful battle right there between Gerardo and Talavera. That's kind of the closest we see on the circuit at the moment. Slow Kerr moving in front of Brandao right there. That might be lap traffic. And I believe it's I can't see the name tag, but I believe it is. Let's see how Iglesias is doing in that battle. Iglesias has lost out to Dominguez a little now. It's up to nearly 2 seconds. Ramiro has ran very quick lap times in the first 5 or so minutes of this race. So Mighty run away with the 3rd spot here in the end, in the final minutes. Back to Talavera. Gerard is still just behind according to the timing, and indeed he is. Let's take a look on the back bumper cam, the rear view cam. And he's put a bit of a gap on him now. Let's see if Jean can work his way back in the final 3 minutes. This is your final moment to shine, ladies and gentlemen. Berkelou, despite starting towards the top in the top of race number 2, unfortunate that he's ran all the way back to 11th now. Tough luck for him today. And better luck, mate, later on. We have an off for Otero. Final quarter. Whoa! Don't go in front of the running Kerr right there. Thank goodness. I held my breath for a second. So Otero back in 12th, the lap behind. Another spin right there. Juan Pablo Cano, unfortunate race for him today. 10th, and better luck for him. Now, he did better in race 1. He showed what he could do. The EXA Racing. John in 9th. He's just struggling to be in the top 10 now. Goes wide out of turn 1. I think for him, though, he's still pretty happy about that. You know, despite the ups and downs. Paulette in 7th. And good race for him today. Not over yet, that is, but final minute 50 to go. And minute 13 back. Leaves it to Garcia. Lovely livery. Custom livery there, the number 94 orange. And ran an okay race. Spin past that mid-pack. Alexis Skajewski in 5th position, 43 seconds back. Leads us to Iglesias, who is now back about 3 seconds of Ramiro Dominguez. Just cannot keep the pace. And then it leads us to our podium. Dominguez at the moment 3rd. Is he going to hold it though? Brandao in 2nd, 4.6 back. He was really challenging for the lead early on in the race. And then just the sheer talent of James Blint was able to take it away in the second half. He's in lap traffic, is he? I think he is right there. Yes, he is. The other team driver there, that red and green. So, yes, that was Martinez there, the other team driver, getting laps. So, Blint in 1st, and I believe he's going to cross the line for one more lap here, but he's in the final stages here of lap number 18. With actually, this is lap 19. They've completed 18 laps. James Blint, the man from Monaco, what a spectacular drive in both races. He's clearly shown his worth, and we'll definitely need to get an interview with him at the end of the race here in the Discord. Minute 54.65, Brandao. That's how they've all really been running for the majority of this race. They haven't really gone into the minute 48, 49 so much. Obviously, tyre wear has played a factor in that. White flag is out for everyone, by the way. So you can finish this lap, even past the zeros. Once Blint has passed the line, then it's checkered flags from there. All he has to do is complete this section there. The bus stop is already done. Here it comes round the long right-hander. Feels like an eternity when you're running it at real time, real speed. You know, The amount of adrenaline you'd have in you, it just feels like an eternity. And what a stellar drive here today as he comes around the final few series of corners. Don't botch it now, you have a few seconds on second, so even if you do make a minor mistake, you would still hold it. Iglesias still back in Dominguez. No terribly close battle at the moment, heading into the final stage. And all he has to do is finish turn 10 and 11 now, and he will be a two-time winner of this circuit here today in our special GT Panama event. Here he comes around the final few series of corners. James Blint, the man from Monaco. Remember that name, folks, here in sim racing. He is a beast. He is amazing. James Blint wins at Watkins Glen twice in a row. What a win today. Brando second across the line, just there for seconds on the podium. Well done for them. GT Panama getting seconds. And Ramiro Dominguez crossing the line now for third, flashing his lights. He's in glee. What a race for Ramiro. We know he's first, and he proved it again here today. 21 seconds back at the line. Iglesias fourth, unlucky for him with the purse with only a few laps to go. Oh, so unfortunate. Skrzewski coming across the line for fifth position. SSPF, a good run for him today in the 442. Kind of fell under the radar a little bit. 50 seconds back. Rodrigo Garcia. Is this Paulette battling? Yes, it is, for the line. So it's not decided yet. Rodrigo Garcia, will he survive the final corner right here? I didn't realise it was this close. Didn't seem like it was this close a minute ago. Final send. No, he's not going to make it. He puts his all into it. It's going to be Garcia 6th and Paulette 7th. Oh, you just have to send it out the final corner. Unlucky for Paulette. Not going to make it. 7th position. Doing the donuts. Talavera in 8th position today. Coming across the line. Juan Pablo Cano for EXA in 9th position. And just behind 10th is Jean Giraud. He's cracked top 10 in both of these races today. Congratulations to him. What a drive. Really well done. Berkeley across in 11th. Otero crossing now in 12th position. And now the lap traffic. Irving Martinez in 13th. He's putting his donuts on. And Gonzalez, unlucky for Francisco, 14th. And the rest of the order now, we have De Silva 15th, a DNF, Domingo 16th, Lopez in 17th, Mejia in 18th, DNF, Tio Daniel Villar. Might we have to know more about that story of the road rage incident. 19th place, a DNF, and Fazal in 20th, a DNF as well. Well done to everyone. As it's celebration time out of T1. Let's see if I can get the view just right. There you go. Get your show on, boys. Lovely, lovely donuts. Lovely smoke. Courtesy of Custom Shaders Patch. Wonderful, wonderful race. And there you go. And that's the server right there. The final results are as follows for today. It is James Blint on 19 laps, winning twice in a row today. A dominant driver from Monaco, up by 5 seconds on Brando in second position. What an amazing race today for James Blint. Javier Brando second, like I said. Ramiro Dominguez in third. That's your podium. Goes back to fourth position. Adrian Iglesias in the number 39. Alexis Skrzewski in fifth position. Rodrigo Garcia in sixth. Joaquin Paulette in seventh position. Talavera in 8th, unlucky for him. Second race, Juan Pablo Cano in 9th, and your top 10 finishes out with Jean Giraud there. Burke Liu from Chile in 11th position, Otero in 12th. Then we go back to the lap traffic. 2 laps down is Irving Martinez from Mexico, Francisco Gonzalez from Puerto Rico officially, plus 2 laps as well in 14th. 15th position with the DNF is Vincent De Silva. Unlucky for him in both races. Such a quick driver. It looks like the internet issues got the better of him. Really unlucky for him. Same with Agustin Domingo. Also was part of the first lap incident in turn 2. The big wreck. 16th position there. Unlucky. Lopez in 17th. For Fernando Mejia from Italy, it seems, in 18th. Tio Daniel Vier in 19th. And Michael Fazal rounds you out in